What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Jose Show. Happy Tuesday. I hope that everyone is enjoying their lovely day. But anyways, let's get into the hot topics. Now let's talk about Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly. So Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly have split just months before the arrival of their baby, TMZ has learned. So sources told TMZ Megan and Machine Gun Kelly ended things over Thanksgiving weekend while they were together in Vail, Colorado. So TMZ was told the reason for their split is that Megan found material on Machine Gun Kelly's phone that was upsetting, and it made her want him to leave the trip early. Okay, so Machine Gun Kelly dipped out of the trip early, and since then, the former couple hasn't seen each other and they are not together at this time. Okay, so the breakup is a little complicated since Megan is pregnant with Machine Gun Kelly's baby and is due in March. Alright, so Megan announced her pregnancy back in early November, just a few weeks before their Thanksgiving trip went south at the time. Sources said she was about 4 to 5 months along. Okay, so this is really insane. I believe that Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox need to fix their shit because they are expecting a baby and that baby needs the both of them. Okay, there is no such time for any clownery. There is no such time for any high school games, ladies and gentlemen. You know, if Megan Fox found nudes of him on his phone, or if Megan Fox found pictures of naked women on his phone, then you know what? So it be. Oh well. I mean, yes, it's really upsetting because, I mean, usually when a man has naked women on their phone, or a man has, nudes of himself on his phone, and this and that, then yes, it could be a sign that the man is cheating on you, which could possibly be the case with Machine Gun Kelly. However, there should just be a way to really fix things out here and be like, you know what? You need to quit with the clownery and we need to focus on our child because our child needs us. And you also need to admit the fact that you have a huge priority, by the way, into definitely focusing on your own child once this child gets into this world, because basically a child isn't just going to be into this world. The child is going to need, a lot of clothes, a lot of feeding, a lot of, guidance from their parents. And by parents, I mean both Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox, and so. And yeah. But it can't be that, okay, Machine Gun Kelly ends up going his separate ways with whoever he could be dating or cheating Megan Fox with, and then later on Megan Fox is just sad and all crying and is just focused on her own child, and that's basically it, because, I mean, that would make it really complicated, not just for the baby, but also for Megan Fox, because it's just not very easy, and it's not the same thing just having to have just a mother and child relationship, I mean, yes, I understand that, mothers are really good at taking care of their children, don't get me wrong, but it's not the same like having both parents accompany the child. So anyways, I really think, though, that if Machine Gun Kelly has nudes of women on his phone, or if Machine Gun Kelly has, text messages from a different girl on his phone, or nudes from him on his phone, then what I would suggest is for this guy not just to be deleting all of those things from his phone, but to also be attending more therapy or more psychiatry, because I believe that's what will help the man improve his own stability as a human being and also his own stability on his own relationship with Megan Fox. That's my suggestion, because if you're gonna be going off cheating and getting horny with other women here and there, then there basically is a huge issue right there. There basically is a huge issue with not just yourself, but also with how you view things in life, on love and on respect, because basically that ain't no love and that ain't no respect. Okay, I'm just saying. But anyways, both of you need to really get it together. Okay, now on to the next topic. Now let's talk about Jamie Foxx, shall we? So Jamie Foxx just ended the mystery surrounding his health scare. He revealed he suffered a stroke last year that nearly took his life. Alright, so the actor opened up in his new Netflix comedy special, Jamie Foxx, what had happened was, sharing that he suffered a brain bleed in April of 2023 that led to the stroke while filming his movie Back in Action in Atlanta. Okay, so an emotional Fox teared up as he recounted the terrifying moment, saying, April 11, I was having a bad headache and I asked my boy for an aspirin. I realized quickly that when you're in a medical emergency, your boys don't know what the F to do. Okay, so Jamie said before he could even get the aspirin, he was out cold, and the next thing he knew, 20 days in the hospital had passed with no memory of them. Alright, so he revealed his pals initially took him to a doctor who sent him home with the cortisone shot, but it was his sister Deidre Dixon who sensed something was seriously off and drove him to Atlanta's Piedmont Hospital. Alright, so Jamie said it was there that doctors confirmed to his sister he was having a brain bleed that caused a stroke, and without immediate surgery, he might not survive. Alright, so Jamie shared that his life didn't flash before his eyes during the ordeal, and being unconscious felt strangely peaceful. He said, I saw the tunnel, I didn't see the light. I saw in that tunnel though, it was hot in that tunnel. Shit, am I going to the wrong place in this mother F? Because I looked at the end of the tunnel and I thought I saw the devil. Like, come on. Okay, so the Oscar winner said he got emotional when he woke up from his weeks-long coma and realized he was in a wheelchair, but as we knew, as TMZ knew, he's made an incredible full recovery, and true to form, he used plenty of humor alongside his tears to share the story of the health scare he's kept under wraps until now. Alright, so this is really surprising to me that Jamie Foxx got to survive this whole entire scare of him going through a freaking stroke, because a stroke is not a joke. Man, Jamie Foxx is a really strong person, because I believe that it really takes a really strong person to be surviving a stroke. And you know what? I am so glad that Jamie Foxx was able to survive all of this, because, man, Jamie Foxx is a bright human being with such talent, and also he is such a smart human being especially. And also, I am so glad that Jamie Foxx was able to keep his whole entire health scare in private, because I believe that there are just so many judgmental people out there that love to judge, that love to criticize especially, and also a lot of evil people out there that are very pushy towards Jamie Foxx, because let's remember that there are just a lot of people out there that are all like, oh my god, well, Jamie Foxx needs to return to television, he needs to return to doing this movie, he needs to return to doing this and this because we want Jamie Foxx back and blah blah blah. But they are very not understanding on what Jamie Foxx could be going through behind the closed doors. So this is the reason to why I am so glad that Jamie Foxx was able to keep all of this health situation in private. And I kind of sense by the way that Jamie Foxx was going through a stroke in the first place, because I mean, Jamie Foxx was in the hospital for so many days, and I mean, it was a health scare. And you know, usually when a person is going to the hospital for so many days, I mean, it could be a freaking stroke. So that's the reason to why I sensed that Jamie Foxx was going through a stroke in the first place. Now, I also, by the way, am so glad that Jamie Foxx is back to normal. He's doing his own thing, and it's like nothing ever happened to the poor guy, you know, because I believe that usually when you are out of a freaking hospital, especially out of a freaking stroke, I mean, you are just not yourself anymore, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, it's also very interesting, and it's very weird at the same time, that Jamie Foxx was saying that he sensed that he was in a tunnel while he was in that coma, and that he felt like he was going to be going towards the devil, because when you are in a coma, it just seems like you are just in peace. It seems like you're just, you know, falling asleep in a very deep sense, and it's not like you're going towards anywhere bad, but I mean, I believe that it was, you know, just something that just happened with poor Jamie Foxx in his brain, where he was like, well, you know what? I mean, I'm going down this tunnel. I'm going down this freaking hellhole. Oh, well, God isn't wanting me to be with him, and this and that, you know, because of all of the negativity and all of the sadness that he was having in his brain deep down, which maybe could have been the cause to why he was sensing that he was in a dark tunnel and he was going towards the devil when he was in this stroke in the first place. So anyways, man, this is very emotional to find out, man. Super emotional. But I believe that the reason to why he was going through the stroke in the first place is because I believe that Jamie Foxx wasn't eating well and he wasn't really hydrating himself, because I believe that hydrating and eating is what really keeps you up and going, and without all of that, the brain and the whole entire body just starts to decline, and it starts to really get into this really weird cycle where, nothing is really pumping well, So that could be it, and I believe that the reason to why he wasn't eating well was because he was just working way too hard in the movie that he was filming, because when you are in that set, you are in that set for like up to 12, 13 hours. You're not just in that set for like an hour. No. So there's also that. So anyways, Jamie Foxx, please take care of yourself. Please. Okay, now on to the next topic. Now let's talk about Katie Holmes. So Katie Holmes is shutting down rumors about daughter Suri Cruz's net worth, making it clear the 18-year-old didn't just come into a chunk of change. Alright, so the actress posted on her Instagram account Sunday where she called out a recent report that claims Suri had become a millionaire in her own right thanks to a trust fund she inherited from dad Tom Cruise, as well as one from her mom. Alright, so yeah, as Katie clarified in her upload, this report was a bunch of hogwash, with the Dawson's Creek alum slamming the article as completely false. She added, Daily Mail, you can stop making stuff up. Katie further emphasized her frustration by adding in the caption, enough. Alright, so Katie Holmes has been famously protective of her daughter, especially after her high-profile divorce from Tom in 2012. In the years after their split, Katie made an active effort to say little in the press about her ex or their daughter, who they welcomed in April of 2006. Okay, so this is really interesting that Katie Holmes is defending her own daughter about this freaking false rumor that's going around with Daily Mail. Because I believe that Daily Mail needs to stop making up stuff, especially stuff about a girl like Suri, for example. Because here's the thing. Daily Mail is basically trying to make us think that Suri is a rich, privileged girl that gets money from her own parents, instead of making us making us think and making us know that Suri is actually a girl that is super talented and that makes her own money, and basically is somebody that has a bunch of talent. Okay, now let's remember that Suri is an internet personality, and she has been making money from the stuff that she's been doing all over the internet, and also she is super well known for doing a bunch of stuff on YouTube, on TikTok, you name it, because of how super talented and how super beautiful she is. Especially, I mean, the girl gets the good looks from Katie Holmes and also the handsome Tom Cruise, let's be honest. And now what the Daily Mail should be doing is they should be apologizing for this, because I believe that not only was it low that they were making up stuff about Suri, but also it was really low that they were making stuff up about a girl that is only 18 years old, and by the way is somebody that is only minding her own business, and also somebody that is just trying to be influential all over the world, especially towards young adults, because let's be honest, young adults look up to Suri. Okay, now, I also believe that if Daily Mail continues to be making up stuff about Suri or about other people, then I believe that these people are going to be risking themselves into getting into a freaking lawsuit, because one thing that false information causes is a bunch of defamation and, of course, a bunch of lawsuits, because lawsuits is what's basically, the solution nowadays when it comes to these false narratives all over the internet, especially all over articles like Daily Mail, for example. So we have to be smart, and we need to stop with the freaking jokes, with the freaking stupidities of saying this and this and this and that. Like, really, come on now, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I believe that Katie Holmes, by the way, basically raised her daughter in such a good way, by the way, because Katie Holmes, I've noticed that she has been a highly dedicating mom towards her own daughter, Suri, and she's been there for her and everything. Same with Tom Cruise, because I heard that Tom Cruise is also, that kind of dad that is all about, his daughter, and is basically somebody that, wants the best for his daughter. And yeah, so anyways, there might not be a trust fund from Tom Cruise, but I'm pretty sure that Tom Cruise is teaching her the valuable lesson on how to make money and on how to be, very appreciative of the money, of course, because, I mean, money is definitely what gets us, up and going anyways. So anyways, On to the next topic. Now let's talk about Liam Payne. So the story continues on Liam Payne's death, and authorities are reportedly weighing charges against 2 more people in connection with Liam Payne's death investigation, according to new legal documents. Okay, so law enforcement sources confirmed to TMZ a judge is considering charges in a new filing Monday against 2 employees at the Casa Sur Palermo Hotel, where Liam fell to his death from his 3rd-floor balcony. Okay, so the judge referred to both the receptionist who called 911 twice the morning Liam died and the hotel manager as imputados, or people charged. And according to the legal docs first obtained by Rolling Stone, the judge has called for all suspects in the case to be questioned in court on December 19. Okay, so the document states, since there is sufficient reason to suspect that they have participated in the investigated act, we ask that the following people give a statement. It also notes that the 2 individuals will be notified of this accusation. Okay, so the hotel receptionist is still working at the Casa Sur Palermo, according to the doc. In the one of the 911 calls he made, he told dispatchers that a guest had too many drugs and alcohol and was trashing the entire room. In a second call, he said that one guest's life may be in danger and asked if the police were on their way. Okay, so 3 other people, a different hotel worker, Payne's friend who is accused of abandonment, and an alleged drug dealer, are also under investigation in connection with his death. Alright, so TMZ broke the story. Prosecutors say that One Direction singer spent hours drinking heavily, starting with whiskey for breakfast. Authorities say he also hired 2 prostitutes and did cocaine, and all before hotel employees were seen on video forcibly taking him to his room just minutes before he fell to his death from the balcony. Okay, so this is really, really sad. I believe that these 3 people that could be involved with Liam Payne's death need to be held accountable for their actions, and that's if they really were involved with his death, because it's so sad happening to hear that poor Liam Payne got his life taken away, especially due to drugs and due to falling off of a freaking balcony. But that just came to show that Liam Payne wasn't doing well mentally at all, because he was highly depressed and he was highly thinking about a bunch of other horrible things in his own mind that caused him to basically fall off of a balcony and also do drugs. Man, I feel like Liam Payne needed to be close to his family, and he needed to be close to his pals from One Direction in order to help him out with his own mental decline, because that was like the only thing that could have saved Liam Payne's life instead of having to do what he did. I can't imagine, man, just all of the suffering that he was going through before that he went off and did what he did, because, man, just depression and just all of the intensity of it all, man, is just too much to imagine. And it's just it's severe, and another thing that I have to say is, Liam Payne seemed like he was perfectly fine days before. It seemed like he was, about himself. It seemed like he was basically, trying to look into the positives. It seemed like, he was just being Liam Payne. And now all of a sudden this happens to him. But, the thing about it all is that Liam Payne looked like he was doing perfectly fine days before and even months before. But deep down, we never know what he was going through in his head. We never knew what he was going through with himself, because it's easy to judge a book by its cover. The cover looks beautiful, but inside that book, unfortunately, there are a lot of depressing things that we don't know. And that's exactly what happened with Liam Payne. And let's also remember that Liam Payne got laid off from his own record label because, unfortunately, his own solo career wasn't doing all that well anymore, because, unfortunately, he wasn't charting, he wasn't selling much, and that really caused him to get depressed, I'm pretty sure. And also, I kind of heard that he wasn't really getting along well with his One Direction pals, And unfortunately, things got so bad to the point that he wasn't speaking to one of them, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So there's also that. And many other things, of course, got into his head that, man, it was just so bad for him. But anyways, Liam Payne, man, may he rest in peace. And I really hope that justice is being served, like I said. And man, I feel so bad for the family of Liam Payne especially, and I also feel so bad for the fans that looked up to Liam Payne, because man, I just can't imagine the sadness and the heartbreak that they are going through right now. I mean, it's almost been 2 months, but to me it feels like it was just yesterday that this whole entire thing happened. But anyways, may Liam Payne rest in peace. Now, on to the next topic. Now, let's talk about Jason Kelce. So Jason Kelce can officially move on from the phone smashing incident at Penn State last month, as university police tell TMZ Sports they've closed the investigation into the incident. So a spokeswoman for the department told us the case has been closed as the individual in the video footage circulating on social media has not been identified, and no one has come forward to university police with a related complaint about damage to personal property. Okay, so anywho, I believe that this is really cool that this whole entire case is closed, because I believe that Jason Kelce can finally move on from the situation instead of getting so miserable about the whole entire situation. And also, I do think that it was wrong of Jason Kelce to be smashing the phone, because I believe that the phone was very valuable to the person that got to provoke him in the first place. But at the same time, it's highly understandable as to why Jason Kelce went off and got aggressive with this person that went off and was mocking his own brother, Travis Kelce, in the first place, because, you know, basically it was his brother that he was mocking, and Jason Kelce didn't like that at all. And Jason Kelce, you know, he has a high temperament, so I mean, there's also that. So, anywho, I believe that now that the whole entire case is closed, I mean, now Jason Kelce can finally get over the situation and relax and just, you know, focus on the new things and just act like it never happened. But, you know, I also believe that this should also be a life lesson for Jason Kelce, because Jason Kelce should also learn how to control his own emotions when it comes to intense situations like this. Because I don't think that having to smash a person's phone and having to get all aggressive towards people that are going after you is really the solution to anything. I believe that the whole solution to really controlling situations like this is by basically walking away, or just, you know, be like, you know what, don't do this to me, leave me alone, and, you know, walk away, you know, or just, you know, be mature, period, you know, but don't go off and go down to the person's level, because then you're going to be the one that's going to end up into so much trouble. Now, I'm pretty surprised that Jason Kelce didn't get into any issues with the police about him smashing the person's phone, because he basically got to smash a very important, valuable thing. And, you know, the police doesn't like that at all. But, I mean, since the police was, you know, very considerate and understandable as to how the situation happened in the first place, well, the police, you know, of course, was, you know, more focused on the person provoking Jason Kelce instead of focused on the fact that Jason Kelce got to be smashing the person's phone in the first place. So anyways, this is definitely something that is very insane. And yeah, Jason Kelce, next time, calm down. Okay, now on to the next topic. Now let's talk about Chelsea Lascani. So Selling Sunset star Chelsea Lascani may be heading into the holidays a single woman if a judge signs off. Well, apparently, in a new California court document obtained by TMZ, the real estate agent and her estranged husband, Jeff Lascani, made it clear they were in agreement on being declared single by the court while they continued to work out their divorce settlement. So the estranged couple filed docs Monday and are set to appear before a judge later on Tuesday, indicating they're one John Hancock away from putting their marriage behind them. Okay, so though as the docs note, they still have to divvy up their assets, including property and financial investments. So, as TMZ previously reported, Jeff previously asked the court in October to officially terminate his union with the Netflix personality, noting the pair was struggling to agree on a settlement in the months after CL filed for divorce. Okay, so Anyways, JL, John Lascani, emphasized his desire to move on with his life, saying he was fine settling issues regarding their children, son Maddox and daughter Melia, and their financial assets once the status of their marriage was decided upon. Okay, so for those wondering, these two are this close to being back on the market. Okay, so this is really funny. I believe that John Lascani and Chelsea Lascani are perfectly off, going their separate ways. Because if things are not working out with the both of them, then why continue with the freaking marriage? Okay? And also, Chelsea Lascani is on Selling Sunset anyway, so I mean, the girl is already making a lot of good money anyways on her own. And Chelsea Lascani, let's remember, she's very beautiful. She got a whole entire life ahead of her anyways to be seeing other people, to be working with other people. And let's also remember that, a lot of people, I'm sure, are already wanting to date Chelsea Lascani already, because I mean, a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, are already crushing Chelsea Lascani, because Chelsea Lascani, let's also remember, she has a really beautiful body and she has a really beautiful personality, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So there's also that. And let's also remember that, John Lascani and Chelsea Lascani, I believe, they weren't really all that happy together when they were married recently. I mean, I was able to notice, because, I mean, it was just, kind of weird, just the both of them having to see each other in such weird ways. And it was just so weird how they weren't really associating with each other all that much anymore. And it was just so also very awkward. It was just not really what marriage was anymore. And I really felt bad for the kids, because the kids, unfortunately were seeing all of that. And, I believe that, if John wants to move on from his life, then, I believe that's like a perfect way for him to meet another woman. It's a perfect way for him to be, moving on to seeing different people, seeing different things in life, because, life, at the end of the day has a lot to offer. So, I mean, there's also that, So, anyways, I believe that hopefully once the divorce is finalized, there will be a lot of, equality in the financial assets in between the both of them, especially because, the daughter and the son are, of course, involved in all of this, because, of course, the daughter and the son, of course, are, related to both John and Chelsea, of course, because they're the parents, of course. And yeah, I hope there's equality. I hope there is no ripping off with one another. And yeah, the end. Okay, now on to the next topic. Now, let's talk about Joe Burrow. Okay, so an Ohio home belonging to Joe Burrow was reportedly burglarized on Monday night while he was helping his Bengals beat the Cowboys several states away. Okay, so apparently, according to WLWT's Karen Johnson, police were called to Burrow's Cincinnati area pad after receiving calls of a break-in. So, Johnson reports 9/11 audio revealed one woman told dispatch, "Someone is trying to break into the house right now. My daughter is there. This is Joe Burrow's house. She is staying there. He's at the football game. She's wondering what she should do, if she should be hiding or if she should go outside." So, in a separate call, Johnson reports another woman told cops, "Someone broke into my house. It's likely completely messed up." Okay, so according to Johnson, a window of Burrow's place was found shattered and one of the residents' bedrooms was ransacked. So apparently, further details were not made immediately available. We've reached out, TMZ has reached out to the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office for comment, but have not heard back yet. Okay, so Burrow was at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas throughout Monday, finishing the day with a big 27-20 victory over Dallas. Okay, so this is really insane that Joe Burrow's house got broken into while Joe Burrow was out there beating the Dallas Cowboys, and he was out there, being the champ that he is. Because, I believe that these people that got to break into his house already knew that Joe Burrow was out there playing football. Because here's the thing, who doesn't know Joe Burrow? And also, who doesn't watch football? So that's another thing. So I also believe that it must have sucked for Joe Burrow to all of a sudden find out that his home was burglarized and broken into right after that victory that he had over the Dallas Cowboys, because he was having such a great time, beating the Dallas Cowboys, being out there seen as this champ, and getting praised by so many people and cheered by so many people. And then all of a sudden, things went all the way down Titanic when he found out that his own home got broken into and it got burglarized, unfortunately. Like, these people that burglarize, man, should get a freaking life and they should get a freaking job, because these people need to know what it's like to earn money in order to get stuff instead of having to steal stuff from people that are as hardworking as Joe Burrow, first and foremost. And also, I think it's just so darn stupid at the same time how these people, I believe, we're trying to investigate on what Joe Burrow does in his own home, maybe, because I believe that's what they also do. And, these people, of course, were maybe trying to get a little publicity too, who knows, because, they were breaking into the champ's home after all. But man, Joe Burrow, I am so glad that he was not in that home, though, because if Joe Burrow would have been in that home, trust me, I'm pretty sure Joe Burrow would have gotten hurt or something bad would have happened to Joe Burrow, because these burglars, man, they don't mess around. They don't just burglarize your home. They also be wanting to get after you, especially with weapons. It is so freaking scary, ladies and gentlemen. Like, man. So anyways, Joe Burrow, if I were you, I would not only buy a home alarm security system for the home, but also I would hire like maybe 2 or 3 bodyguards around the home to be guarding the home in order to make sure that nobody gets to be breaking into your home anymore. Okay, I'm just saying. But anywho, that is it for today's show, ladies and gentlemen. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's lovely episode of The Jose Show. Till next time, and peace.